Masha, I understand you were already under house arrest and staying at your girlfriend's apartment in Moscow when the authorities contacted you. What did they say, and what made you decide this was the time to leave?
I was actually not under the house arrest. I was wearing an electronic bracelet, and I was under the sentence of restriction of freedom. And before that, I was under house arrest. And besides this electronic bracelet, I was arrested 6 times and spent 6 times for 15 days in jail. So I was like double arrested.
You've been arrested, I
And
think, 6 times since last summer. I mean, there was the original
exactly.
2-year sentence back in 2012, but 6 times you've been arrested since last summer. I mean, that's extraordinary. So what happened this time?
This time I just decided that my tour was scheduled, and it's important to me to make a statement against the war as loud as I can, and to speak as loud as I can what I've seen in Russia. So I made it a small change and decided not to spend this 21-day in prison, but spend it at the rehearsal studio with a new song.
If you can, tell us about how you got out. You said you had an electronic bracelet. What did it take to get out of the country? We have a picture of you and I understand your girlfriend Lucy dressed up as food delivery couriers. You're on the left, Lucy is on the right. You use that, I understand, as a disguise to evade the police who were staking out her apartment. How did you come up with that idea?
I think that was Lucy's idea, and she used it first, and then I used it when that was like my turn. But the thing is that I sneaked at this uniform from the flat, which was surrounded by political police, and also I had a little bit more difficult situation because my international passport was confiscated. So
you didn't have a Russian passport. They'd confiscated it.
yes, we have in Russia, all the citizens have two passports, internal and international. So for traveling, it's not possible to travel with internal. It's all in Russian, and it doesn't mean anything for the world, only for Russia. So they took my international passport, yes.
You went first to Belarus. Was Belarus safe? I mean, because you've been critical of the leader of Belarus.
Belarus is 100% unsafe, believe me. Belarus is terrible dictatorship with the same crazy maniac in the power. But it's kind of only one way, you know.
And
if you want.
So from Belarus, you were trying to get to Lithuania. Were you? I mean, obviously they knew you had left by that point, or they knew you were somewhere. How long were you in Belarus, and where did you? I mean, you couldn't stay in a hotel, I assume.
No, I could not.
So
well, I used my, I think, theater experience and help of my friends to stay at places without register with my passport.
So you had to then, to get to Lithuania, you had to cross the Belarus border with Lithuania. What was that like?
Well, that I succeed from the third time, and
it took you 3 times.
Yes, 3 times.
What happened the first time?
First time was nightmare. Second time was okay. They just said no. First time was terrible. First time was like search of me, of the car where I was. 2 hours speaking with terrible KGB investigator and so on.